Welcome to Commonsense Coalition Talk Radio, where you'll find straight talk from people with good old common sense.
I trust your opinion.
And now, for your host, she's putting sense back into nonsense.
Absolute insanity.
Well, you can hear me on the radio. You want to turn me on, turn on your stereo. You can sing along while they're playing our song. How you done me wrong, baby, crank it up.
And now, your host, Beth Ann.
And I welcome you today to CSC Talk Radio. It is my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to be here with you today. It is Free for All Friday. Your calls are welcome. We'll talk about almost anything you want to talk about at 877-895-5410. That's 877-895-5410. I had an epiphany. I don't know. Yesterday I was answering somebody's post, and it just kind of dawned on me. All these things that are going on, and everybody's offended. The liberals are offended about everything. Everybody's offended. Well, I've come to the conclusion that liberals are not offended. They are bullies. And you need to get that straight. And I'm going off of what I have been seeing in the last couple of weeks. Now, I don't watch The View very often. Once a long time ago, when I would stay home and work on Derry Brownfield's newsletter from home, it would be on. I wouldn't necessarily be watching it, but it would be on and I could hear the chatter. But I don't really agree with them. I don't like the way they handle things, and so I don't watch it. To me, it's not something I care to watch. But The View, they like to say the ladies on The View, but I don't think they act much like ladies. They're not journalists. They're not political analysts. They're not doctors. They are actors pushing their opinions, liberal progressive agendas, their views. They push their views. That's why it's called The View. You have to get that straight before you want expect it to be something else. And in some realms, they are actresses and they are entertainers. Not so much on The View, though. But they're not ladies. They do not act like ladies. If liberals are always offended and believe in political correctness, why do they not practice what they preach? If I were to go on national TV, or even here, and make fun of how Hillary looks or how Hillary smiles or her clothing, how she dresses, they'd be screaming. They made fun of a nurse that was in a beauty contest when she used her occupation as her talent, explaining what she had learned from an Alzheimer's patient. She came out in her scrubs and with her stethoscope, and they made fun of her, as if they didn't know that a nurse uses a stethoscope or owned a stethoscope or wore scrubs. They laugh at the ridiculous, and they ridicule and demean all conservatives and their views. Now, the latest is Carly Fiorina. They're making fun of how she looks, or how she looked in the last debate. Now, the first question out of the gate in the last debate was, what are your weaknesses? What do you think is your greatest weakness? Now, you have to observe that the liberal moderator did not ask, what do you think is your strength? Because they don't think conservatives have strengths. What is your weakness? What is your greatest weakness? Carly made a joke, and I thought it was hysterical because it went back to the last debate, and she made a joke about, well, some people think I don't smile enough, and she made some crazy little grin. Well, that exploded on The View. They called her, said that she looked demented, and they just went on and on about how she looked and her smile, and very insulting, very demeaning. Should Carly be offended? If they truly believe in everyone's feelings counting, Why didn't Carly Fiorina's feelings count? Now, she's supposed to be on The View today. I will not see it. I don't even know that I'll get to see what happens later. I'm going to be traveling this weekend some, so I'll be in and out. But I have no doubt she can handle them. But they are like cats. I'm telling you, they are catty. Well, the liberals want to be bullies. And so they think that they need to control our bathrooms, our locker rooms. Biology is biology, but they don't want to watch that. They don't want to listen to that. And science has not proven climate change, unless it depends on what scientists you listen to, which ones are receiving federal funding and grants. I'm not a journalist. I am not a political analyst. I am not a doctor. I'm an American who believes in liberty and Constitution, and I will fight for my grandchildren and my children. I try to be a lady. I'm sure that I fail at times. But if I were to be catty, I'm going to choose not to be, but if I were to be catty, I could make fun of the appearance of the different ladies on The View. They're not perfect. They have flaws. We all have flaws. My mother taught me not to do that, not to stoop to someone else's level. And I'm fairly certain Carly Fiorina will not stoop to their level. She's got a little more class than that. She also said, my mother also said, to hold to your faith. Liberals are not offended. They are bullies. The women on The View are a perfect example of that particular liberal mindset. They will spout off their views, but when push comes to shove, what or who do they truly value? I would have to observe that it would be self. Liberals lack an understanding of love for our nation, Constitution, and God. They don't offend me. They appall me. Rights are for everyone. That's what they like to scream over this bathroom situation and some of the others. Rights are for everyone. Each individual is to be sovereign in this nation. But ignorance and stupidity and a mental unfitness does not need to be legislated or dictated as a right. Biology matters. If you have the anatomy of a male, you are not female. If you have the anatomy of a female, you are not male. I have sympathy for these individuals who have a problem. They have a problem. But I am more concerned about our children. Our children have a right to their innocence. Our women have a right to their safety. Our men have a right to their dignity. Liberals are not offended. They are simply bullies who pretend to care about one person and the safety and dignity and right of no other. Who will champion for what matters in this nation? Who will champion for truth, dignity, safety, liberty, God, country, our children, our men, our women, for real justice, our economy, religion, our jobs, our freedom, our constitutional republic? Will you be a warrior? Warriors are not always the fastest or the strongest people. Strength and speed can be developed through training. Warriors are those who choose to stand between their enemy and all that they love and hold sacred. We're going into a break. Your calls are welcome. It's Free for All Friday at 877-895-5410. Liberals are not offended. They're bullies. 877-895-5410, and we will be right back.
Did you know that whether you're making a phone call, texting a friend, or checking email, you can be making a difference for CSC Talk Radio? That's right. When you sign up for wireless service from our friends at Affinity 4, not only do you receive affordable rate plans with nationwide coverage on one of America's largest wireless networks, you'll also be supporting CSC Talk Radio through Affinity 4's Give Back program. Affinity 4 Wireless offers a variety of phones from leading manufacturers, and you can choose from individual and shared plans to meet your needs. And you can keep your same phone number. Call 1-800-311-2021 today and let the Affinity 4 customer service team help you select the best plan and phone for your needs. And remember, when you sign up for any of Affinity 4's products and services, a portion of the proceeds will be donated back to CSC Talk Radio. Don't wait. Call today, 1-800-311-2021, and ask about their current wireless promotions, including a free month of service and free phone offers. That's 1-800-311-2021.
CJ Hadley brings us all home on the range as she continues to fight bureaucrats and educate all. CJ is offering her 3 best and calling it her trifecta offer. It includes 5 quarters of Range Magazine, her newest hardbound book, Brush Strokes and Balladeers, Painters and Poets of the American West, plus her real Buckaroo calendar, all for only $40. It's CJ's trifecta package. CJ Hadley is a patriot, educating the masses with her Range Magazine. 5 quarters of Range Magazine, Brush Strokes and Balladeers, and her real Buckaroo calendar. Plus a special bonus. Add $10 and CJ will throw in another one of her great books, Call of the Cow Country. The trifecta for $40 and the trifecta plus for $50. Order now. Go to rangemagazine.com or give them a call at 1-800-RANGE-4U. That's 1-800-726-4348. Tell them Beth Ann sent you.
You stroll out to the barn to check on those calves, kids, or lambs, and at first glance, you know something is not right. A weak kid, a calf who cannot nurse, or a ewe who does not have enough colostrum for her newborn lambs. Your role switches from caretaker to rescuer. In these situations, minutes count. Having the right products on hand is vitally important. Visit the animal care category at HambyDairySupply.com to stock up on your medical needs. At Hamby Dairy Supply, they understand because their family has been raising livestock since 1954. With their years of experience, they can help you with your needs, including planning for those livestock emergencies. Visit HambyDairySupply.com for colostrum, Energy Plus energy supplements, Formula 911, and Arrest Drench products. Stock up today and be prepared. HAMBY DairySupply.com or give them a call at 1-800-306-8937. And we have returned. You're listening to CSC Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. It is Free for All Friday. Excuse me. Your calls are welcome. We'll talk about almost anything you want to talk about at 877-895-5410. Well, I started out saying, and I'm kind of on a roll here, the liberal progressives, they claim more to be leaning on the socialistic side, socialism. They want to please everyone. They want to take care of everyone. That's what they say, but their actions are totally different than what they say. So ladies on The View would absolutely have a cow, they would say, have a cow if you and I were to say anything about Hillary Clinton or one of them or some other person in the Democrat Party or on that side of the wall there. And I said a little bit ago in my commentary that I think that they only care about their self. Well, here is a quote from Winston Churchill about socialism. And I want you to think about what he says here. Whether you like Churchill or not, I want you to think about what he says. And think about what we are seeing happen in our nation now. And if you've read the Communist Manifesto, which is socialism, think about what they want to take away from you. Socialism is the philosophy of failure. Now think about the failure part of that. There has not been any socialistic, communistic regime that has really been successful, at least not for the people. It's the philosophy of failure, the creed of ignorance, and the gospel of envy. That's the one that I really honed in on when I read this yesterday. Envy. Redistributing the wealth, redistribution of the wealth. The rich, the evil rich that Hillary Clinton screams out about. We're going to take their money. They're going to start paying their fair share. Although she's one of those rich that she manages to get around all those loopholes. The gospel of envy. Somebody wants what you've got. Somebody wants to be like their neighbor, and they can't be like their neighbor, so they want government to help them make a living. By the way, I had something else that came across yesterday that I got a big kick out of. It is a picture of a tick. And it says government doesn't produce money or wealth or jobs any more than a tick or a parasite produces blood. They suck it out. They can't produce it, they suck it out. Here it is. Government creates wealth the way ticks create blood. They can't do it. They cannot do it. And the government is into everything that it should not be into. Now, I had some stories earlier this week that I wasn't able to share with you, and I know that you've seen them. They've been in the news. We've talked about how the bakers have been punished. They've lost their businesses. There's been more than one. There's been several. And the florists. And those who have the facilities for weddings, all because they were accused of being prejudiced against same-sex marriage. Because they were holding to their faith. Remember I said, Mama said, hold on to your faith. Holding on to their faith in God and what they believe is right. They do not believe in same-sex marriage, so they did not want to participate in those events. So they were punished. And the mainstream media went after them like they were the evil people. But recently, two Muslims that are truck drivers refused to drive a truck and got fired because it was carrying beer or alcohol of some kind. The White House helped their case, provided them with help. And those truck drivers got, $270,000? They chose not to drive the beer truck because of their religion. And they were rewarded. And their employer was punished. They knew they'd have to drive that when they hired on. The bakers were punished, lost their businesses. The florist lost her business. And others have lost their businesses because they stood by their faith, but these were rewarded. Government has no business getting into your business. I don't believe in prejudice, but I do believe in standing on your religious beliefs. If they did not want to drive the beer truck, they had that choice of not driving that beer truck or not hiring on there. $270,000, what do you think it did to that trucking company? Maybe nothing. Maybe they're filthy rich. They're part of that evil rich, and it did nothing to them. They were rewarded. And the bakers and the florists and the people that owned the facilities for events were punished and lost their businesses. That's not being offended, my friends. That's being bullied. The bakers were bullied. The florist was bullied. The couple that have the event center were bullied. And the Muslim truck drivers were rewarded. So the government now, the federal government, is going to mandate that a Chicago high school must allow biological male who identifies as a female to be allowed to undress in the girls' locker room and use the girls' restroom freely. While I can have sympathy to a certain degree for this young man, my allegiance lies with all those girls. And if I was a mother of one of these teenage girls, I would be throwing a hissy fit. They should not be subjected or forced to view a male body at this point in their life, or younger when we're talking about public restrooms. There's something wrong here. Why are we the people allowing all the bullying to go on? Will you take a stand for your children and your grandchildren? Will you be that warrior? You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the fastest. You have to be the one willing to stand between evil and all that you love. And this is evil. And to be forcing it upon our children is bullying. Now, the liberals don't like bullying. They have a no tolerance for bullying. Except if they're the ones doing the bullying. Unless they're the ones making fun of Carly Fiorina's smile, or her face, or a nurse. Or they think you're stupid because you don't buy into the climate change. That's bullying. That's not being offended. Well, there's something that may be good news. I don't know. The title of this is House of Representatives will be in session fewest days in a decade. The fewest days next year. They will only work 111 days in 2016. It's amazing how that works, isn't it? What is it they make? You work 111 days. How many days is that? I mean, how many months is that? That's only, what, a little over 3 months, 3.5 months, 4 months? 30 days in a month, 3 is 90. 3.5 months. Could be a good thing if they're not there, unless they're ramrodding things through that they don't read, take time to know about. We're going into a break. It is Free for All Friday. 877-895-5410 is the number to call. 877-895-5410. And we will be right back. Alexis de Tocqueville once stated, "America is great because she is good. If America ceases to be good, America will cease to be great." To know where we are going, we must remember from whence we came. Looking back in our American history, we can see the hand of God. He wrought many miracles in our nation and brought us through much to be a nation under Him, a nation under God. We've forgotten from whence we came. America has lost her greatness. America ceases to be good because we've forgotten our God, who is all that is good. Sue and Bill Federer have compiled 32 truths, which in our history show the hand of God, His answered prayers, His miracles, and His mercy on our nation. For only $22, Miracles in American History will encourage and uplift you. Order Miracles in American History. Send $22 to CSC Talk Radio, Post Office Box 73, California, Missouri 65018, or order online at csctalkradio.com.
Are you a David? There are wolves, sheep, and sheepdog, and then there are shepherds. Just as young King David faced the impossible battle with the feared giant Goliath, we face giants today as well. Do we run or do we stand our ground? Our federal government is the epitome of corruption. Abuse of power and deceit have enslaved we the people. Property rights are non-existent. Gun owners are treated as terrorists. Citizens are plundered and reaped of rights and liberties. Is there a solution? Yes, you are the solution. You, the patriotic, the local peace officer, you, the elected official, the county sheriff. You must stand with faith, humility, and the strength of a warrior, as young David did. You are the solution. Order the book, Are You a David by Sheriff Mack. Go to csctalkradio.com or send $15 to P.O. Box 73, California, Missouri 65018. Be a shepherd in your community. csctalkradio.com.
Going once, going twice, sold to the highest bidder. Has the U.S. been sold out by those we've trusted to guard, protect, and help this nation prosper? Selling U.S. Out is a nonpartisan examination of the trade and economic policies that brought about the current economic crisis. It is receiving great reviews from Americans across the social and political spectrum. Beth is proud to call J.R. Martin a friend, and she's thrilled he's provided his book for you. CSC Talk Radio listeners, we speak about communism, socialism, but what about corporatism greed? What did free trade accomplish? NAFTA? GATT? CAFTA? Why is American productivity and our own industries failing? Why are we losing American businesses and American jobs? J.R. Martin has generously made his book available so that Beth can offer it to you at a discounted price. Nearly 400 pages packed with powerful information and years of research. We have to know the truth in order to turn this mess around. Send $15 to P.O. Box 73, California, Missouri 65018. That's selling U.S. out. $15 to P.O. Box 73, California, Missouri 65018.
Dr. Michael Kaufman isn't holding back, but speaking the truth. Truth is tough, and we have a lot to learn here. Radical Islam is not knocking on our door, but is in the house, and a very real threat to America. What is Islam, and what is the true belief of those? Are they all radicals? Is there a soft side to Islam? Dr. Kaufman's book is a quick study and will reveal much to you, helping all of us understand the threat of Islam to our United States of America and our American way of life. We are/were a Christian nation. Why are our leaders denying this? Is there a plan to take America for the global Islamic State? Yes. Order now. $13.99 includes shipping and handling. P.O. Box 73, California, Mo 65018. Or order online at csctalkradio.com. Oh, one more thing. This book is made in the USA. Order your copy today of Radical Islam in the House. Only $13.99.
And we have returned. You're listening to CSC Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. I was explaining to you that, and I think I already put it away, that the legislation, the Congress, is going to meet in less days than they ever have before. It says here that it could be a good thing, it could be a good thing. Sometimes I think they just need to go home and leave things alone. Amid complaints of congressional inaction, the House of Representatives will be in session for only 111 days in 2016, far fewer than the number of work days they will have off. According to the official calendar that the Republicans released on November 3rd, the elected officials will have 150 weekdays off. 150 weekdays off. I'm okay with them being off. I'm not okay with what they do. Now, they're not paid an exorbitant amount, but if you're only working 111 days out of the year, that's pretty good pay. It's a lot more than $15 an hour. A lot more. The House will not be in session at all during the months of August and October, and Congress usually gets a break during most of August anyway, and lawmakers seldom visit Washington during election years such as 2016 to accommodate the busy campaign schedules. 111 days, 150 days off. When they're there, they don't have time to read before they vote. You know, they could do some of that reading while they're off, couldn't they? Well, yesterday I started to share with you, and I just want to remind you of a couple of things that I brought up yesterday. I've got them here in front of me. One is Nancy Pelosi, and I don't know how come, but for some reason she's the one that gets to pick the committee that's going to investigate Planned Parenthood. And every individual that she's picked to be on this committee are pro-choice advocates. In fact, one of them has received money for her campaign from Planned Parenthood. Now, I want you to understand this. Planned Parenthood gets 47% of their funding from your tax dollar money. And then they've turned around and they have given, let me find her name, Diane Black, money for her campaign. I'm trying to find the amount here. $13,115 to her campaign. Why is that? And I said the wrong name. That is Jan Chakowski of Illinois. And she is a pro-choice advocate, very strong. And she's going to be on the committee. She's already taken money from them for her campaign. She's going to be on the committee to investigate Planned Parenthood and the videos. Nancy Pelosi admitted that she had not watched the videos. Hillary Clinton admitted that she had not watched the videos. They do not watch these videos because they know what's in them. They know what's going on at Planned Parenthood, and they're okay with it. Do our children matter? Does the future of this nation matter? Obviously, ethics do not matter. Ethically, she should be denied being on this just for the fact that she's taken money from Planned Parenthood. Your tax dollars. What gives the right to this nonprofit organization, so to speak, Planned Parenthood, which is getting tax dollars for funding, to turn around and give money to campaigns? What is ethical about that? There's nothing ethical about that. And then this woman's going to be on this committee to investigate Planned Parenthood. I'm not feeling real optimistic about that, are you? Write this number down, 202-224-3121. That is the D.C. switchboard. Do you care about what's going on with Planned Parenthood and the babies? We have the Red Ribbon campaign, and I haven't written my commercial and got it produced yet. And so I know that you have trouble remembering what I've got for the prices. All of this, all of the prices, all of it includes shipping and handling, and it costs a little bit to ship them out, okay? So, and I spent the extra money on the shirts for them to be made in the USA. So $20 for the shirt. The shirt is red, white, and blue. It's a white shirt with red and blue on it. And it's an in-your-face shirt, but it's gently done. It has the picture of a baby, an ultrasound baby, and then the tiny feet, and it says, "Cries from the womb." The innocent are crying out to us from the womb to remember them, to put a stop to this. I have the bands for $5 if you only order one. If you order two, up to 6, they're $4 a piece. 6 or more, they're $3.50, because I can ship more for a little less, okay? And the ribbons, I want you to have plenty of them, so get 10 ribbons for $7, and that's got the shipping and everything in it. They're just little ribbons, lapel ribbons. They're just lapel ribbons to remember the innocent blood that's been shed. We have our children being subjected to locker rooms and bathrooms with opposite sex because the federal government says we shouldn't hurt those people's feelings. Well, when do the feelings of everyone else matter? When does common sense come into play? When does biology matter? This is happening out of school. When does biology matter? Okay, moving on. Remember, I shared what I thought was a pretty good little speech from Nebraska Senator Sass. And I pronounced his name Sassy, which is incorrect, but I believe it might be more correct than we think. Because Senator Sass, he says that we all are angry and hate them, meaning the Republicans, meaning the senators, because they're not doing what they are supposed to be doing. And yet he stood up against Cool. So you as a customer do not have the right to know where your meat come from. That's Cool. Country of origin labeling. He's standing with big corporation packers and against the farmers and the ranchers. And against, more important yet, you the customer. So Senator Sass is right. We're mad at him. And he's a little sassy because he thinks he's better than everyone else. That he knows better. In fact, I think he made that comment there in Nebraska when he talked in Ballantyne. He made that comment that he knows better. They know better in D.C. what's good for us. No, they don't. They only know what's better for them. D.C. occupiers, Mr. Senator Sassy, occupying offices and cutting deals. We can always take that to the bank, unfortunately, that they're going to do that. We're going into a break. Your calls are welcome. It is Free for All Friday. I've been pretty free on this Friday. 877-895-5410. Are you willing to be a warrior? A warrior for your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and stand between what is evil and what it is you love? Are you ready to wear the red ribbons and the T-shirts and the wristbands that say "Cry from the womb"? Are you ready to be a warrior? 877-895-5410, and we will be right back. Gold and silver have been the foundation of wealth for individuals and nations the world over. The history of man is packed with coins, jewelry, and artifacts that have spoken to the intrinsic value esteemed in gold and silver due to their rarity, durability, and usefulness. I'm proud to call Melody Cedarstrom a friend and honored Discount Gold and Silver Trading is a loyal sponsor of CSC Talk Radio, a Christian company founded on the principles of truth and honesty. Melody provides quality products, quality service, and competitive pricing. Let Melody's over 20 years of experience in gold and silver trading be your investment guide. From precious metals purchases to precious metals IRA. Whether you want to buy or sell, Melody and her team at Discount Gold and Silver will assist you and make sure you get the best deals possible. Call Melody and tell her thank you for sponsoring CSC Talk Radio, and then let her know you want her to be your gold and silver dealer. Visit Melody online at dgscoins.com or just give her a call at 1-800-375-4188. That's 1-800-375-4188.
A girl needs accessories. So does a website these days. It's not enough to have just one accessory either. CSC Talk Radio is excited to announce we have an app for that. You can now listen to CSC Talk Radio easily on your smartphones, Android or iPhone. We have an app for that. Share this app-portant news with your friends and family. They can now join in the common sense. Calling all patriots. We have an app for that. Visit csctalkradio.com and download download the app. Listen to live streaming or the show's podcast designed for Triple L. Listening later leisurely. Accessories are necessary. Join CSC Talk Radio on your phone. We've accessorized. Visit csctalkradio.com and download the app. Working with technology to bring America home. We have an app for that. csctalkradio.com. csctalkradio.com.
BioAg, working with nature naturally. CSC Talk Radio is excited to welcome Murray Bast with BioAg as a new Common Sense sponsor in natural agriculture. BioAg consultants and distributors are devoted. They understand working with nature. Since 1982, their mission has been to produce and supply products and services that warrant and support true sustainable agriculture. They've done the research. BioAg is a major supplier of natural products and services for livestock and crop production. Visit bio-ag.com and research for yourself. Tell your local farm and home suppliers to become BioAg distributors. From chelate minerals, vitamins, and more, bioag.com has all the products you need. Work with nature naturally to improve your bottom line as well as improve your products and health. Serving all of North America. Visit bio-ag.com or just give them a call at 1-800-363-5278.
CSC Talk Radio's goal is to bring America home. That includes you and your business. Radio is a powerful way to brand your company and increase your profits. Find out how to join CSC Talk Radio, help educate and activate America, and grow your business at the same time. Looking for new customers? Looking to have your business reaching out from sea to shining sea? Advertise with CSC Talk Radio. Believe in your product? Let Beth Ann be your personal spokesperson to properly brand your product and company. It's simple, easy, and affordable. Grow your business, grow common sense, and together we will bring America home. To be a part of CSC Talk Radio, call 573-796-2166. That's 573-796-2166. Or send email to beth@csctalkradio.com.
We have returned. You're listening to CSC Talk Radio. Before I go on to another topic, I've got Elliot from New Jersey. Elliot, how are you today?
Good morning, Beth, my love.
How are you, sir?
Chico. I'm listening to you, and I watched The View at the same time. I thought I'd give you a real quick update. I would say it went very well for Carly. I think they were feeling a little bit guilty.
As well they should have.
They invited her back, but to the studio to hang out with them.
And she probably did for a little while. But they didn't apologize, though, did they?
I don't know. Maybe very subtly. I'm not sure.
Well, if you're not sure, it wasn't a very good apology then. If it wasn't something you were able to witness, then it wasn't much of an apology. I had no fear that Carly Fiorina would be able to handle those gals.
Yes, very well.
And she's a lady. She knows how to be dignified.
And she's apparently very, very smart.
Yes, I think she is.
You go ahead.
I got to hand that to her.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, anyway,
I don't see anything wrong with her face or her smile either. I thought when she did that on the debate, it was absolutely hysterical because it went back to the prior debate, and I just thought I thought she'd made a good point. I thought it was hysterical, but anyway.
Yes. Well, there you go.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Elliot.
Have a really good one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Now, I casually mentioned this a couple of days ago, but they're wanting to put, and this is coming out of, where is it coming out of? It says a new bill, it's New York, of course, a new bill would tax gun owners, are you ready for this, at a rate of $100 per firearm with proceeds going toward anti-violence and mental health programs. Yeah, I bet. Representative Nydia, Nydia, Velasquez she's a Democrat from New York, said the measure would reduce the number of guns in circulation and providing needed funding for programs aimed to reduce violence. The legislation will be introduced to the U.S. House this week, and this was dated the 4th, November 4th. She goes on to say gun violence is a plague on our city that shatters lives and tears families apart. This bill will take meaningful steps to address the issue, reducing the flow of guns on the street. No, it won't. Empowering law enforcement to better track missing weapons while investing in community anti-violence programs. The proposal would assess a $100 federal tax on the sale of all new firearms. Okay, if that's only new firearms, you got lots of them out there on the streets now. Revenue generated from the tax would go to the Department of Justice for safety and mental health and improvement grants. Well, first of all, I've not met a violent gun. There are violent people with guns. There are lots more nonviolent people with guns. The violent people with guns, the majority of them, have their guns illegally. Not all. And yes, we have people with mental health issues. But taking the guns away and making it more difficult for law-abiding citizens is not going to decrease the violence. I don't understand why the liberals cannot figure that out. Now, I want to say Democrats because it's the majority of them, but there are a few Republicans that are on board with some of this stuff. Not any real conservatives, though. They may call themselves that, but they're not real. I had a lot of things I wanted to share with you, and I kind of went on my little rant about liberals not being offended. I believe they aren't really offended. If they were really offended, they wouldn't do the things they do. They're bullies. Pure and simple. Nobody wants to be responsible for their actions. Whoopi Goldberg got on and made all kinds of rhetoric to Carly Fiorina about how they helped her career as the politician. They helped get her up, you know. And we have a quick call. We have Kay from Nebraska. Kay, we're almost out of time. What's on your mind?
Well, you remember the shooting at Rosebud, Oregon?
Yes.
They have now hired people to guard their college there.
With arms? With guns?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Wanted you to know that, okay?
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Very much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, there were some things that I wanted to talk to you about, but I'm not going to have time. We're running out of time. But here is something that I read that I wanted to end with today. Where have we come as a nation? We've thrown common sense to the wind to bow to the politically correctness. Well, there's nothing politically correct about a male who thinks he's a female and forcing these young girls, these teenage girls, to have him in their locker room, undressing in front of them. He still has the same anatomy, and I would say his anatomy still works the same way as any other normal male that accepts who he is. We don't seem to want to stand up for what's right, and that concerns me because the majority of the American people can see that that is wrong. This is what I read this week. Society has gotten to the point where anybody has a right, but nobody has a responsibility. We, the people, have a responsibility. I raised all sons. I would not have wanted a young girl in their locker room or in their bathrooms. I have 6 grandsons and 6 granddaughters. I do not believe those granddaughters need to be subjected to a transgender in the locker room, in the bathrooms, undressing in front of them, pretending to be like them, when the anatomy is totally the opposite. We've got a responsibility to the unborn, to defund Planned Parenthood, to the children that we have, to the grandchildren that we have, to be that warrior. You and I need to be that warrior. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the fastest. You need to be willing to stand and fight. Stand between that which is evil and wrong and all that you love to protect them. We need to be that warrior and bring America home.
Attention Americans with no health insurance. If you did not enroll under Obamacare, the deadline has passed and you could be liable for a tax penalty. There are affordable options available, but you need to act now. Call 800-212-4972. Health Markets Insurance Agency has thousands of options nationwide and can help you get the government subsidies you deserve to help lower the cost of health insurance. Under the law, if you have special qualifying events such as marriage, loss of job, or moving, you may still be entitled to Obamacare coverage. At Health Markets, our service is free, and we do the work to help you find the right coverage at a price that fits your budget. Call 800-212-4972 now. That's 800-212-4972. Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA or assumed name of Inspire Insurance Solutions Incorporated, which is licensed as an insurance agency in all 50 states and D.C. Service and product availability may vary. Agents may be compensated based on your enrollment in a health plan. HMIA 000365.
BioAg, working with nature naturally. Murray Bast has been my guest several times here on CSC Talk Radio. You know now he's devoted to helping farmers and ranchers. Murray is my common sense voice for improved agriculture. Farmers and ranchers are vital to any nation. Our food and how it's grown is more than just planting a seed, slopping the hogs, or feeding the cows. There's a science to it, and it takes a special kind of people. Since 1982, their mission has been to produce and supply products and services that warrant and support true sustainable agriculture. BioAg is a major supplier of natural products and services for livestock and crop production. Become a BioAg distributor. BioAg consultants and distributors are devoted. BioAg.com has all the products you need to improve your bottom line as well as improve your products and health. Visit bio-ag.com or call them at 1-800-363-5278. That's 1-800-363-5278.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventors information, call 1-800-351-9820. That's 1-800-351-9820. Again, 1-800-351-9820.